Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm literally live streaming right now on Twitch. You guys can go follow my Twitch, it's down in the link below. And yeah, let's watch. Today we're watching Mortician answers dead body questions from Twitter. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll talk about them all, but I got all sorts of fun blood draining devices.
The fuck?
This one is for closing mouths.
Oh, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Lartey is gay? You're gay.
Cool. Hi, I'm Victor M. Sweeney, and I'm a licensed funeral director and mortician, and this is Mortician Support.
I don't know why, but I expect like morticians to be way sadder. Like, when I think of a mortician, I think of like an old guy with gray hair, like kind of like walking very slowly, and he's like just depressed. Like, am I the only one that thinks that? He looks very happy.
This is a question from Saint Severin. Question from
Whoa, what is that? What is that profile picture, bro? What is that profile picture, bro? Oh my gosh.
Morticians. When someone dies, do you remove their poo, or are we all buried with an unpooed poo?
Unpooed poo, interesting.
That is such a good question. More often than not, your poo is up to you. Sometimes you hear the myth that everybody poos themselves before they die. That's not always the case. Sometimes it is. For my purposes, when I get someone back to the funeral home and I'm preparing them, if they have pooed, then I'll clean them up. If it's the case...
Oh, if you guys didn't know, a mortician, they basically, like, when someone dies, they take the body and they, like, you know, check what's going on with the body. Like, I think they incinerate, like, put it in the fire if the person wants that. Or they just check what's going on with the body pretty much.
Case that they start pooing when pressure starts to build up in the abdomen, then I stop what I'm doing, I clean them up. Typically what I'll do is I'll actually flush out the bowels with the hose, because the last thing you want to have happen is someone to start pooing and then to continue doing it when you can't control it. Jaded never won.
Bro.
If a person wearing contacts dies, does the mortician take them out?
What?
Shower thoughts.
Why would you even think? How do you even think about something like this? Like, literally, how do you think about something like this? I'm very curious.
Yes. Historically, I have always removed contact lenses because one of the things that we need to do, of course, is what we call set the features. Setting the features would mean that we close the mouth, and we also need to close their eyes. So we actually have a device that helps us do this.
That's so weird, bro.
These are called eye caps. They're essentially spiky contact lenses that fit over the eyes and will actually grip the eyelid when we pull it down over those little...
What? Bro, so those are literally on you're dead, but still, that's kind of weird, bro. Those are literally on your eyeballs, stopping your eyelids from opening up.
Burrs there. I typically remove contact lenses because those just get in the way of me doing what I need to do to set their features and provide a decent appearance for the family. Question from Laney. Will my cat eat me when I die?
What?
Possibly. Hopefully.
What?
I think the short answer to that is yes.
Hopefully.
I've heard of that happening from colleagues of mine. And as we all know, cats being inferior to dogs, they will do anything. They're opportunists. The question from Vamp Florence. How do morticians not want to chug the embalming fluid? These look like they taste like Fruit Loops.
That's true,
Well,
that's true.
I really love the picture you have.
That's true.
I noticed you forgot the blue flavor. Embalming fluid is really colorful, but I can assure you, it is not tasty. It smells awful. As far as the coloring goes, it is strange, isn't it? One of the reasons that a lot of these fluids are maybe red or other colors is so that the embalmer knows what they are without having to maybe read the label. But you'll also notice that a couple of them are red. When we push the blood out of the body in arterial embalming, we're pushing out a red fluid. So ideally, we want to put a red fluid back in. So we gain access to an artery. Typically, we'll make an incision, maybe in the neck or in the thigh. And then we'll also gain access to a vein. We open the artery. We are going to have an embalming machine, which acts as a pump. And we're going to use this arterial tube, something like this. So this goes down the artery, and then it's going to pump fluid through. Now your vein, we are going to open with either a large forceps or this device called a drain tube. So this goes down the vein, and then when we open it, the blood will pour out the side of our device here. And then we can control how quickly or how slowly we want the blood to leave the body. When we have a deceased loved one, they're gonna look very, very pale because the blood has stopped circulating. So when we put in the red blood, the red fluid rather, that's actually gonna pink them up in some ways and make them look a little bit more alive.
Okay,
this is a question from Clementine.
Okay, buddy.
Full disclosure.
What is this, bro? Where someone suggested this is Mortician answers dead body questions from Twitter, bro. That's what it is. And it's got 14 million views on it, so obviously people are interested in it, so...
I'm fat, and this is a legit question. I'm not trying to be fat phobic, but how do extremely obese people, like I'm talking 400 plus pounds, fit in a coffin?
You know what? That's a genuinely interesting question. Like, I'm genuinely interested in the answer he's about to give. So what if you're black, huh? So racist. Dang, you're right. You're actually right. What the fuck?
Do they make a plus size coffin? Or does a mortician like...
I'm actually really interested in this question, though.
Cut fat out of them and sew them back up? I'm gonna answer the second part of that question first. No, we do not remove fat and sew someone back up. Everybody is buried intact if we can at all help it. So we actually have caskets that are made by our manufacturer to be oversized. Typically, when someone passes away, if they're larger, we'll measure them at their elbows, because those tend to be the parts that stick out the furthest, and then determine what width of casket we will need to give them a more comfortable appearance. C for Chase. Do morticians put chapstick on the bodies, or are they just sitting there? Casket open, lips cracked out. That's actually a great concern of ours, is drying out. Not just the lips, but after you die, of course, your body is not producing any oils, so your skin can get quite dry. We actually have a heavy face cream that we use on almost everybody that comes through in the interim between when they're embalmed and when we get them ready for their funeral and put their makeup on if we need it. We always have that heavy face cream on.
That's kind of weird how, I mean, I guess it makes sense that, like, the morticians, like, get people ready to look good for their funeral, pretty much. That's kind of weird, right? Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, the fact that the morticians not play around, but, like, what word do you even use? Like, get dead people ready for their funeral? Like, it's kind of weird to me, but, I mean, it makes sense, right? So, you know what's funny for me here? I'm in med school and I went to the mortuary, however you say it, for practicals today. That's why I asked what's up with this. Oh shit, so you actually saw dead people, bro. You saw dead people, right? That's crazy, bro.
So as far as chapstick goes, I've never put chapstick on a body, but if someone really wanted me to, I guess I wouldn't say no. Here's a question from Coco. Now I'm going on Google looking up the weirdest stuff. What do dead bodies smell like? Dead bodies.
If you're going on Google to search that, bro, there's literally something wrong with you, bro. Like, actually, like, what?
Rotting anything smells awful. We are hardwired to think that dead human bodies smell bad. And it's a smell you never forget. I myself, I went out to a nice restaurant to have some aged steak, and I couldn't do it. I love this username. This is a question from Future Corpse, aren't we all? What do morticians do with our organs after an embalming? What happens when they aren't donated? When we do embalming, all your organs just stay inside your body. We can prepare them all internally. After we finish the arterial embalming, we have what's called the cavity embalming. Optimally, with the cavity embalming, you're trying to puncture the lungs, the heart, the intestines, the stomach, and then you're also going to try to shoot for the kidneys too. We actually use what's called a trocar, and I have one here. It's a hollow point spear, essentially.
What the Yo, why that shit looks so sharp though, bro? I guess it needs to be, but bro.
And it hooks up to what we call an aspirator. So it's a vacuum, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
Insert this in the abdomen and then try to puncture all the hollow organs, and then the vacuum will actually draw out all those nasty fluids. Why do I feel
sick, bro? Why do I feel sick? Like, I suddenly felt something like right here. I was like, bro, what the fuck? That's weird, bro. That's weird. So, I worked on 4 bodies today, man. Funny, I had that class at 8:30 a.m. MSK. I legit couldn't eat anything at McDonald's today. Bro, what the fuck? Hey. You force. Bro, I wouldn't be able to do that, bro. What the that's crazy. Yo, oh my gosh.
If you donate your organs, typically organ donations are handled by organ harvesting companies, and they will actually work with a hospital or with me to transport a body where it needs to go, and then they'll harvest the organs, donate them where they need to, and then the body will be returned to me after that whole process is done. Question from Paul Matthews. Do morticians normally just drain the blood down the sink? The short answer is yes. All of our bodily wastes are disposed just like our normal bodily wastes. The sewer system that goes right to the water treatment plant. This is a question from Soggy Emma. Why are coffins so expensive, y'all? Just bury me raw. Well, Soggy Emma, that is definitely an option. You can be buried in the ground without a casket. A lot of funeral homes put substantial markups on their casket.
Silver drink.
And I think it's just a way to collect money on the tail end of a service, but just like a furniture store, which would maybe mark up their kitchen tables.
And that was a punishment to us for not showing up to the classes on time. Bro, the Russians are mean as fuck. What the fuck? Are you in Russia, bro? Where are you, bro? Are you in Russia? What? That's a punishment? Wait, how old are you? Like, what the fuck? Working on dead bodies and shit, bro. Man. Never.
4 times what they actually cost. I would guess that most caskets are marked up probably 1.5 to 2 times what the wholesale cost is. This is a question from Tiny Rain. Do morticians put a bra on you?
Moscow. Wait, is it it's Moscow, right? Moscow? Whatever. I actually don't know. What the fuck? I'm so dumb.
So, I would like my rotting corpse to not wear a bra, and would like my ghost to be wandering braless with poking nips. Well, Tiny Rain, I don't know if there's much I can do about poking nips, but we do put bras on if the family requests. And the reality is, I've probably put on more bras than I have taken off in my life. Can I answer your question? This is a question from Leonard de
Say hi to Rasputin for me. What the fuck? Bro.
Montague. Does a mortician feel just as sad as a normal person when someone close to them dies? The short answer of that is yes. That was one of the things, actually, I myself really worried about when I got into this profession. Because at a certain point, when you see a dead body, you almost always kind of go into work mode. What can I do to help this family? What can I do to prepare this body? So I was very concerned when I started doing this that maybe I would start to even think of my own loved ones as something to help or something to fix.
Hey, bro, who's in med school? 01K? This is for you, bro. Like, he's talking about, like, getting into the actual job, you know?
And not really take in grief like I used to. For my own family, for loved ones, my own grandpa passed away just a few months ago.
R.I.P.
And I feel just as sad about that as I think I ever would. It's just a matter of perspective and maybe where you're at the moment. Question from T. What foundation do funeral directors use to make dead people look alive? Well, that's a good question. All the makeup we use is actually formulated for dead people. So it's made to go on cold skin.
Wait, so they literally make separate makeup for dead people? Like, you can't just put on some Kylie Jenner foundation, for example? Like, I don't know, the makeup brands out there. Like, why not? Well, I guess he's about to explain, but that's interesting. Wait, so can you, like, buy the dead people makeup to use on, like, living people, or is that just weird? That might just be weird.
Opposed to warm skin like regular makeup. And one of the things we try to do is not cake people with makeup, but just do kind of light layers so that way their actual
little foundation
skin tone does shine through a little bit. If you've ever gone to a funeral and maybe you've seen someone in the casket who is caked with makeup, they don't really look like themselves. So one of our goals is to tone that down a little bit, so they do. Question from Lala. Approximately how much does a mortician make? The minimum and the maximum. I really couldn't say what the minimum and maximum are. The average I've read in the country is about $65,000 a year. And talking to my other friends and colleagues, that seems to be about the average for my area as well. Opia Dana, can you get half your
Dude, I saw that question coming.
body cremated and the other half buried? Do morticians do that? Asking for a friend. I have never done that, and I've never had anybody ask. I guess I could see it happening if you really wanted to. You would have to have a disposition permit that would have cremation and burial, and I guess we'd probably have to sign a waiver to cut someone in half. But maybe the bigger question would be,
weird, bro.
what half are you gonna cremate and what half do you bury? This is a question from That Doodle Bunny. How do morticians handle their jobs without becoming emotional wrecks?
Hey,
that
this
is a
one's
good
for you, bro.
question. Most morticians I know are pretty normal people. There are times where it's emotional, so you do feel it, and there are maybe days you come home where you just feel done and you don't want to work or maybe do what you're doing anymore. But I think the fact that you can actually help people on my side of the desk, on this side of things, there are things that you can do that maybe nobody else can do. You can provide a chance for a mother to see her son one more time. It's those kind of things that keep you going in those hard times. This question is from Not Waving. How do you dress the deceased? I have theories. Well, I would love to hear what your theories are, but really it's fairly simple. You're just
Entering a mortuary changes everyone's mindset, but man, I ain't gonna spend 7 years in this hell loop and decide to become a mortician. That's true, bro. Like, you when you see stuff to do with dead people, like, you change your whole perspective on life. Like, it's just something about it, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. It like messes with your mind. It makes you think about everything differently, like, for real. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. I ain't never gonna do that. I ain't never gonna be I don't have the qualifications for it, and I never will apply to get the qualifications for it. But good luck, bro. Good luck.
Just gonna work their arms through, just like
With whatever you're doing, even if it's not to do with being a mortician, bro. Good luck.
like you dress a baby, maybe. Oftentimes, if we have someone maybe very large that we can't move very well, or maybe someone who has outgrown their clothes, or maybe their clothes are too big, we'll oftentimes make cuts down the back and simply drape it over the front and tuck it under the back, maybe sew it in a couple places, so that way it sits right on the person and doesn't look like an overlarge tent,
That's
or squeeze them into their clothes like a sock.
You know what's crazy? See the mortuary up here, and now picture what they have in Ghana. I've never been to the one in Ghana, bro. Or I didn't even know there was one in Ghana, like, to be honest. Like, I've never heard of one in Ghana. I've never heard of a wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to research how you say this word, bro. How do you say this shit? Mortuary. How do you say this word, bro? Oh, it's a morgue. People call it a morgue as well. Mortuary. I'm just gonna say morgue, bro. I've never actually seen a morgue in Ghana. Like really, I've never seen a morgue in Ghana. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm actually, like, just thinking about it now.
Sausage. This is a question from Trap Jason. Why don't we bury people vertically instead of horizontally?
That's just
weird. They are already dead, so why does it matter? We could save so much space. That is a great question. I think a lot of it has to do with practicality. So if you were to bury someone vertically, you'd have to dig a pretty deep hole, and it would have to be pretty narrow. You can imagine how tough it would be for, let's say, 6 people to carry a casket to the graveside, and then turn it up on its end and drop grandma down the hole. You might need a seat belt of some kind. Question from Crowbar Jones. What does a mortician do if there are artificial...
That was kind of a dumb question, to be honest, that last one.
...nails on a corpse? Keep them? Take them off? Asking for a friend. I hope you don't mean keep them by keeping a collection. but
Niggas said Ghana, when they die, they kill you again. What the fuck? They're on the floor, and do you remember the tally in primary school? That's how the bodies are. Bro. Shit crazy out here on Brono.
What does a mortician do if there are artificial nails on a corpse? Keep them?
Interesting question.
Take them off? Asking for a friend. I hope you don't mean keep them by keeping a collection. but if you mean keeping them on, more often than not, I will. Typically, the artificial nails look nice, clean, and of course your nails underneath are pretty rough. If they have them on, I usually keep them. Other things that people might be concerned about removing, piercings, they almost always stay. If it's an ear piercing and they have their earrings in, maybe we'll take the earrings out, clean them up a little bit. Other body piercings, I always leave them in. This is a question from Melody Jackson. Do morticians take makeup classes when getting their certification?
Interesting.
Yes, we do. I have a 4-year degree. And at my college, we took courses on what they call restorative art. So this would include things like makeup and coloring, but it would also include things like putting people back together after accidents.
Dang, that's crazy, bro. You know, the crazy thing is, these guys have to, like, after someone's had a crazy accident, like, I don't want to get too graphic, but you know what I'm saying? After someone has, like, a really crazy accident, they have to, like, put the body back together, bro. That's crazy. These niggas are brave, bro. These niggas are brave.
Sculpting an ear if someone has lost an ear. Lip boy. Do morticians also give haircuts? Anyone know one that can do a nice... Yeah, lip boy. I do give haircuts every so often, usually only to men, and usually only if it's something minor. If someone does need to get their hair done, we'll actually usually call a hairdresser in. It's fairly simple because really you're only working with the front and the sides of the head.
Wait, so does that mean it, like, do they have, like, special barbers for, like, dead people as well? Or is it just any barber that wants to do it? Like, imagine you're a barber and you make friends with a mortician, and the mortician one day calls you up. He's like, yo, I got a dead dude that needs a trim, bro. You free? What the like, is that what they do? Like, what? Imagine dating a mortician, bro. What? Nah, bro.
From Veronica. Say a body gets exhumed after 2 years. What should be the state of the body to be expected to be? That's one of the interesting things about my job, is that I never actually know what happens after burial. If we had an exhumation, you actually have to have a court order to open the vault and open the casket. I've heard of cases where they've opened the casket and the body looks more or less unchanged, and this was maybe 50 years after the fact. This is a question from Jonathan Kawa. Monty Python's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life is the nation's #1 funeral song. What's the oddest funeral music you've ever heard? I haven't heard too many strange...
Bro, gonna go to funerals, you see some interesting funeral music. I swear, man. I swear, man. These niggas are having parties out here, bro. Not funerals, bro. Niggas is there for food, bro. Niggas is there for food, not to celebrate someone's life, bro.
Funeral songs myself, but I do have this dream. I have a friend, and I told him if he passes away before I do, I'd really like to sing On Eagle's Wings, but like the Swedish Chef from the Muppets. It would sound like this.
Alright, bro, that was funny.
And that's it. That's all your questions. I sure enjoyed answering them, and I hope you learned something.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All my links are in the description. Go follow all that. Go follow my Twitch as well, so you guys don't miss the next live. Leave video ideas in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.